We hope you're tied on. We are set to go on just a huge Saturday edition of Aqueduct Insider as the curtain comes down on the Grade 1 action on this circuit for 2014. Glad you're with us. Happy Cigar Mile Day to everybody out there. It's Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore alongside Aqueduct. A raucous crowd. Place was packed, a lot of energy, and I mean, you've been around for quite a while, and I mean that with all due respect. Do these big racing days ever get old?
No, they don't, and especially when you feel the excitement level from the crowd, and even coming up here to the studio to do this show, you look outside, the parking lot's packed, cars were backed up getting out of here, so it's nice to see people get excited about great racing, and it was racing to get excited about.
Absolutely. Some of the biggest names in the game competed here at the Big A, whether you're talking about trainers, jockeys, or horses. We've got 10 races, or had 10 races on the afternoon, 4 major graded stakes, over $2 million in purses, and of course it all culminated with the 26th running of the Grade 1 Cigar Mile, a purse of $500,000. That's where we're headed. John Embrial with the call. We'll talk about it after they hit the wire, and let's send it up to this field of 9.
Regally ready. And on the extreme outside, Bourbon Courage, Big Business is there. Private Zone from the rail, and now Secret Circle moves up. But it will be Private Zone to take the lead here as they cross over to the main track. It's Private Zone in front by a little more than a length. Secret Circle, Regally Ready. They run together second and third. A break of almost 3. Back to Bourbon Courage and Big Business. Then it's Vijack. It's My Lucky Day is down towards the rail. Transparent has a 1-horse beaten, and that's Noble Moon, who trails in 9th. The quarter, 22 seconds. Private Zone setting the pace here and leading by 2.5 lengths. Regally Ready is on the outside of Secret Circle as they pass the half-mile pole. The opening half, 44 seconds. Private Zone sending the field into the far turn with a 2-length lead. Private Zone setting these quick fractions and in front over Regally Ready and Secret Circle. Vijack is now 4th, 5 lengths from the front. Then it's Big Business. Farther back, Bourbon Courage and Transparent. And they're all chasing Private Zone, who has the lead at the head of the stretch. Private Zone ran 3/4 in 1:08.1. He's trying to go wire to wire in the Cigar Mile. Secret Circle in second. Then Regally Ready, Bourbon Courage, Vijack, and Big Business. Private Zone put on the lead at the start by Martin Pedroza, and he's won the Cigar Mile in front-running fashion. The time was 1 minute.
Big speed from Martin Pedroza and Private Zone from the inside post. And what can you say? This 5-year-old gelding running in the Cigar for the 2nd consecutive year gets the prize.
Well, going into the race, I didn't like horses coming out of the Breeders' Cup, so they just went ahead and ran 1-2. But obviously the track was favoring inside speed all day. Martin Pedroza, a guy who does his homework and wants to be aggressive anyway. Very, very happy, excited for him. But we got to give this horse credit. Private Zone ran fast at every point of call. 22, essentially 22 flat, 44 flat, 108 and change. He ran them off their feet. Now, certainly the track was favoring inside speed, but when a horse runs fast and runs racehorse time, you have to give him his due.
5-year-old son of Macho Uno, who also, in addition to running well and running fast throughout, as you just noted in today's Cigar Mile, has got back-to-back wins in Belmont Park's Grade 1 Vosburg. Only 2 horses over the last half a century have accomplished that. Dr. Fager and Sewickley. You're dealing with a very good sprinter, and he's been a very good story on a personal note when I think of Renee Douglas being involved with the winning outfit, Good Friends Stable.
Yeah, Renee Douglas, a terrific rider who unfortunately his career was cut short by a horrible accident at Arlington Park. He is paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair. And he put together this stable, and he was scouting horses in Panama, and he came across this horse. They went and got him at Renee's suggestion. And then to have this horse reward that confidence that they put in Renee's, opinion, I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful story.
With the Panamanian rider who's nearly 50 years old, Martin Pedroza, showing everybody how it's done, and he got to talk to the MIG after taking down today's big Grade 1.
Martin, Private Zone was strong today. It looked like you must have paid attention early because the inside and speed was very good today.
I was watching the racetrack warming up, and I told my pony girl, whatever her name is, the track on the outside seems very heavy and deep. She said, oh, it's because of rain. But I looked on the inside, and it was not quiet on the inside, on the outside. So I figured I got a good 1 hole. God bless me with a 1 hole. And I got the speed. I took advantage of it.
Well, you did take advantage of it. One of your strengths has always been how aggressive you are and how strong you are finishing, and you seem to get along so well with this horse. What does it mean to come to New York? You've been based in California your whole life, to win such a major race like this.
It means the world to me. It means a lot. I mean, I used to come here early in my career to ride for Brian Marbury, in and out. But I mean, unfortunately this year I happened to come 3 times, and the 3 times I've been lucky, very fortunately. I'm very happy to thank you to New York.
Right. You're a terrific rider, and I'm glad the people in New York got a chance to see you at work.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Papa.
Got to get the hug in before the interview's over. And look, mid-30s today in New York. It was chilly. We had some snow flurries earlier in the day. Martin Pedrosa looked like he was ready to go on an Arctic expedition, one layer after another, but it all worked out from the rail.
Well, he did, and let's be fair to him. He's been based in Southern California his entire career. This is a little bit different than what he was getting at Del Mar yesterday.
I would think so. What's it like real fast, because you've been there, to feel that kind of just that unbridled speed and power like a horse like Private Zone, who was going so fast? Martin was trying to keep the horse and corner him along the rail, but he was going so fast he drifted even into the 2.5 path. What's that like?
Well, just to have that much horse, and to have the horse, when I say, and I say it often, it's an expression I use on a horse, staying in the bridle, meaning the horse is in the bit. He's telling the rider that there's a lot of horse underneath him. And when a horse does it that naturally, because it's not how fast you're going, it's how you're going fast. Well, he was going fast properly, and he kept finding. The only horse I can compare him to that I rode was a horse named Richter Scale, who would just take you in fast fractions and it didn't feel like you were going that fast.
Alfredo Velasquez, the winning trainer, based down at Parks through most of his career. Private Zone, he was just terrific this afternoon, and a good job all around over Secret Circle with the other Breeders' Cup Sprint horse, Bourbon Courage, who sat inside. He rallied to finish 3rd. We'll talk about the bias, though, as the card continues, and we'll get on to the $400,000 Cumley Stakes, 3-year-old fillies going 2 turns. John and Brielle with the call from the gate in race 4.
Shea Jolie from the inside. Snowbell is right there. Dame Dorothy's in between horses. House Rules is on the outside in 4th as they make the run into the clubhouse turn. And it's Snowbell, the leader here by a length and a half over Dame Dorothy. Shea Jolie is now running in 3rd with House Rules in 4th. Divided attention on the outside of Penwith. Then comes Catch My Drift, and Flip Cup is the trailer in 8th. As the field reaches the backstretch after an opening quarter mile in 25 seconds. Snowbell is the leader, tracked by Dame Dorothy in 2nd. Then it's a break of almost 2. Shea Jolie is down at the rail. House Rules in between horses, and Divided Attention is on the outside. Flip Cup has now advanced into 6th. Catch My Drift running in 7th, and Penwith is the trailer. They continue along after a half mile in 50 and 4/5 seconds. Snowbell continues to lead here, and Dame Dorothy continues to chase in 2nd. Shea Jolie down at the rail. On the outside is Divided Attention. House Rules in between horses. Then at the back of the pack, Flip Cup, Catch My Drift looking to move up here, but still 6 lengths from the lead. Penwith is down at the rail. 3/4 went in 1:16 and 1. Snowbell has been in front every step. Dame Dorothy has been 2nd the entire way, and now the 2 of them are 1-2 at the top of the stretch. It's Snowbell, Dame Dorothy on the outside, and then Shea Jolie, Divided Attention, and Penwith. They're at the 8th pole. And Snowbell has kicked clear here. Snowbell in front, Shea Jolie, and on the outside, Dame Dorothy. It's going to be a front-running victory for Snowbell and Luis Saez. Shea Jolie was 2nd, Dame Dorothy 3rd, and
the riding, I mean, a glacial pace set by the gray filly by Tapit Snowbell. Nobody else showed any initiative, and Luis Saez, to his credit, just galloped along on the front end, and that was the race.
You knew the race was pretty well over going to the half-mile pole when she looked like she was in an absolute gallop. She wasn't running at all. Her ears were pricked forward. She almost looked like, when you see a horse running, Jason, a lot of times their stride is out and forward. She was basically almost going up and down. She was going so slow. So you knew when Luis Saez asked her she was really going to sprint home, he basically stole the race. There were a lot of horses in here that had excuses because they just didn't play heads-up ball.
Owned by Godolphin, Sheikh Mohammed really wanted to win the Cumley today. He ran 3 horses a part of that one entry, a Bernardini, a Tappet, and an AP Indy filly, and came away with the slow-paced Snowbell. Tom Albertrani, by the way, the winning trainer. She rode the better part of the track, and that'll be evident as this card progresses. Talk about Tappet, who stands next year in 2015 for $300,000 a pop.
Well, Tappett's hitting that rarefied air of Stormcat and Seattle Slew, and rightfully so. His horses run on any surface, any distance. They possess speed, but some of them can carry it. He's just the stallion right now. Can't go wrong with Tappet.
Untappable, tonalist, 11 graded stakes winners and counting with Snowbell's win in today's Cumley for 2014. You want to give us a loan? We'd like to get a mare and breed to Tappet next season for $300K. But we'll take a quick timeout. We'll talk about our breeding plans with the top stallion when we come back here on Aqueduct Insider. Sunset at around 4:30 p.m. Sky was gorgeous. Pinks, blues, oranges. It's gotten dark outside, but the Big A looks alive and well. And what I like, Mig, today, the big crowd, as you noted at the top of the broadcast, this was the first major card since Aqueduct had those major renovations during the off-season.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people had to be pleasantly surprised how good the building looks. Everything's spruced up. I love the artwork around the building on top of everything else. I just think it lends so much to the ambiance and the history of Aqueduct. A lot of great horses, trainers, and jockeys have competed here.
Yeah, the new Aqueduct opened back in the late 50s, over a century ago, or I should say over half a century ago. It was originally opened back here in the late 1800s, and this is a place still going strong. And 93 editions of the Demoiselle, 2-year-old fillies, a big field, and John Abrial's got the call once again as we send it back upstairs.
Calamity Kate, Condo Commando. Down towards the rail, it's Mike Caramia, and on the outside, Angela Renee. They head into the clubhouse turn. And it's Condo Commando who has the lead here. It's Condo Commando in front by a length. Angela Renee up on the outside to take second with Calamity Kate, now racing in third. Kazon and Mike Caramia, those two, fourth and fifth. And then at the back of the pack are Save Rock and Roll and Gap Year. The 2-year-old fillies are on the backstretch, and Condo Commando ran the opening quarter mile in 23 and 4/5 seconds. She leads here 3/4 of a length over Angela Renee. Calamity Kate down at the rail in third. Kazon is fourth, 4.5 from the front. At the back, the trio of Save Rock and Roll, Mike Caramia, and Gap Year. Opening half mile, 48 and 1/5 seconds. Condo Commando is the one to catch here. Now with a half mile to the wire. Condo Commando by a length. Angela Renee continues to race in second. Calamity Kate is third by a half length, and K-Zone is on the outside in fourth. Another 2 lengths to Mike Caramia, Gap Year, and Save Rock and Roll. Condo Commando, 3/4 in 1:12 and 3 as they move for the top of the stretch. It's Condo Commando holding the lead here over Angela Renee, and now they're in the stretch. Condo Commando has opened up now. Condo Commando by 4. Now by 5, by 6 lengths over Angela Renee. Calamity Kate is third. It's Condo Commando, and she's in command here. She's pouring it on. She has demolished the field in the Demoiselle. Condo Commando by 9 lengths. Calamity Kate got second. Then Angela Renee.
Demoiselle was drawn Wednesday. The big question going in before the track turned into an inside speed highway, would Condo Commando get the distance? Well, once inside speed was dominating a race after another, the public jumped on, and she just galloped home a much the best winner.
Yeah, and also with the scratch of Jacaranda, who spiked the slight temperature this morning, she couldn't compete. Things got easier there for Condo Commando, and then the way the track was playing, and when she got to gallop off on the lead by herself, you could see her looking towards the infield a little bit in the stretch too, kind of losing interest.
Well, Joel Rosario did not lose interest. He pointed her in the right direction, as Trevor Denman would say, and he caught up with the Mig after taking the 93rd Demoiselle.
Joel, it looked like it was a lot of fun, and it looked pretty easy. Was it as easy as it looked?
It looked very easily, and then she broke nicely out of there, and I let her, get out of there a little bit, look at the horse on the inside, was going to go for a little bit, and then I give him tension again, then he take back, then I go on, and then she looked like nice, and, I try to wear more than I, longer to just, because mile and a first time, going, that far. So, but she did good. She looked like she was, having fun there. And where I got to go, she was always there for me.
It looked like she was always there for you. Only maybe tried to drift out a little bit in the stretch, so you had to correct her a little bit.
Yeah, she kind of, it looked like she switched to, going in and out. So I kind of just stay close to the rail and then holding my left hand and my left ring, and then and take it from there. Just they're giving it attention so she do it, all that in the stretch. So
I think I could have rode that one.
You're right.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it.
I might have been able to cross my reins and get out there with Condo Commando.
Put your heels down, she'd have run out.
I think so. She was that good and that dominant today. And she brings up, or at least Condo Commando in a vacuum, brings up an intriguing argument and discussion, and we'll see where the chips fall going forward with this Tiz Wonderful filly as a 3-year-old. Some may say she's won the Spinaway, the Demoiselle, she's very, very good. Others will say she rode a bias at Aqueduct today, and she rode a bias at Saratoga in the Spinaway. Where do you fall at this point with Condo Commando?
Well, I'm of the opinion Condo Commando is very good. School's still out on how far she actually wants to go. I'm not sure today was a good barometer of that she wants a 1 1/8. The track may have helped her today. But if you go back to the Spinster and how poorly she broke out of the gate and how much she had to be used to get up inside and get that position, I don't think it was just a case of a track bias aiding a filly. I think it was a very good filly that happened to run with the bias.
Could have been yours for $75K first time out via the claiming box at Saratoga Racecourse. And Michael Dubb, an excellent job with he and his staff picking out horses. And Tiz Wonderful, the sire, on his way to Korea. We're sad we're losing him because he's been a sire who's just thrown precocious and speedy horses.
Yeah, hopefully maybe at some stage they'll rectify that and bring him home because he's really made a mark in a very short time.
Let's move on. Race number 9 on the card. This was the prelude to the Cigar Mile. They'll be playing my old Kentucky home. Before we know it, it's the Remsen $400,000 purse for the 2-year-olds.
A stumbling start for number 5, 37 Lives On, and he's at the back of the pack. Leave the light on. On the outside, it's a classy class. Down at the rail, it's Moonlight Bandit, frosted on the far outside as the 13 2-year-olds race around the clubhouse turn. Leave the light on is the leader. Classy Class runs in second. Frosted from that outside post is third. Alongside is Moonlight Bandit racing in fourth. Australenka forced very wide there in fifth. A Compati is next in sixth. Bodhisattva is down at the rail and in seventh. And then it's Royalburg next in eighth. Followed by the Truth or Else in ninth. Keen Ice is at the rail racing in 10th. And then it's Market Conduct next in 11th. Followed by 37 Lives On in 12th. And Combat Diver is the last of 13 as they race midway up the backstretch through a quarter in 24 and 2 and a half mile in 48 and 4/5 seconds. Leave the light on the inside and Classy Class on the outside, and the two of them are heads apart for the lead with Frosted just in behind running in third. Moonlight Bandit is next in fourth, and then it's Australenka in fifth, followed by A Compate. Bodhisattva is down at the rail, and the Truth or Else, and they're midway around the far turn. Leave the light on. Classy Class now right alongside, and Frosted is ready to roll now on the outside. The three of them come to the top of the stretch together. They've opened up 7 lengths on Moonlight Bandit in fourth. 3/4 went in 1:13. Here's Frosted on the outside, and down at the rail, Leave the Light On continues to battle. Classy Class is third. There's a furlong to the finish in the Remsen. Leave the Light On is a tough customer here. Frosted driving on the outside. Leave the Light On with the lead. Frosted is second. They come for the finish line. Leave the Light On will do it by a half length over Frosted. Leave the Light On wins the Remsen. Frosted was second, and a big break back to the rest of them.
Speedy son of Horse Greeley played out as the inside speed, got the 9 furlongs and Leave the Light On. I think the record will show over time, though, Frosted is the one you really want coming out of the Remsen.
Yeah, I'll give Leave the Light On some credit. He's the winner. He got a really heads-up ride by Jose Ortiz, who was the riding star on the day. But sometimes you learn more about a horse in defeat, and the fact that Frosted didn't give up, and he kept running to the wire with that 3-wide trip against the grain of the racetrack, and it harkens back for me when Go for Gin ran second to Ergun in the Wood Memorial. I said coming out of it, I like Go for Gin a lot better in the Kentucky Derby than Ergun because he kept running even though the track played against him that day, and ultimately he turned out to be the Kentucky Derby Derby winner. I think ultimately you're going to see Frosted turn out to be the better of these two horses.
Well, we do have a trader who may have a Kentucky Derby winner in his future, the talented and young Chad Brown, over 15 million purses on the year, and he was with Richie after taking the Remsen.
Chad, Leave the Light On was very game along the inside, but the inside's been the place to be. Was it the plan to go to the lead and the rail with him?
Yeah, he has a lot of natural speed. First time stretching out to 2 turns. We figured he'd put himself either on or near the lead. Just told Jose don't take anything away from him. Jose came out and worked this horse a couple times, got to know him. I think it made the difference.
Well, he seemed very confident in him, and it looked to me like he galloped out pretty well. Distance should be no problem for him.
Richie, I saw the same thing on the gallop out. No one seemed to get by him. He's a very long-winded horse, and he has speed. He's a big horse. He can carry it, so he's really everything you're looking for.
You've had a tremendous year, success with all kinds of horses. Obviously, I think 2-year-olds on the turf come to mind, but this shows that you can train a horse on any surface.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, we work with what we have, and we have a lot of great grass horses in our barn, and it's nice to get a good, 2-turn dirt 2-year-old to win on the Derby trail. It feels good, and I think we have a few more in the barn, so we're lucky.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We send it to break with the thought of, if Chad Brown is not a finalist for Champion Trader this year in the Eclipse Award voting, it will be a crime.
Yeah, it would be a crime. He deserves it. He's had good years. This is a breakout year, and I think he absolutely deserves it, especially after his Breeders' Cup.
Klarovich and Bill Lawrence, the winning owners of that colt who took the Remsen. We still have to talk about what else transpired on this huge Saturday at the Big A. We're not done yet. We're nearly in the home stretch. We're back in a sec on MSG+. Are you still with us? Good. We're happy about that because we've got a rapid-fire pick 4. The stakes have ruled the show, but we had 6 other races today, and here's what shook out in the stretch runs of 2, 5, 6, and 7 with Johnny I.
The field heads for home, and here's Wavell Avenue up to challenge Vision of Mine for the lead. Wavell Avenue's now in front. Wraith gains into second. Vision of Mine back in third. Then on a snowy evening, it's Wavell Avenue, and she's built a commanding lead. Wavell Avenue wins by 4.5, maybe 5 lengths. Wraith was second. Vision of Mine finished Ship Disturber on the inside and On Tap on the outside. And Ship Disturber with something left here and gets clear again. Ship Disturber in front by 3. On Tap is second, then March and Jack Goliam. First-time starter, Ship Disturber, gives Jose Ortiz his 3rd win today. It was close for second between March and On Tap. Frost Jordan is towards the rail as they come into the stretch. 3/4 in 1:11 and 4. Saturday Appeal in front. And on the outside, here's Royal Posse now moving right alongside. Frost Jordan gains down at the rail. And here comes Testosterone putting in a late run with a 16th to the wire. Saturday Appeal, Frost Jordan, Testosterone on the outside. Frost Jordan and Saturday Appeal heads apart on Pulling G's by a neck. Waco is second. Soldier in the Rain takes to the inside in third. Joking is fourth as they pass the 8th pole. It's Pulling G's, and here's a new challenger in Soldier in the Rain. Pulling G's trying to hold off Soldier in the Rain. Those two come down for the line. Soldier in the Rain got it at the end. Soldier in the Rain.
Not every horse that won riding the rail was a speed today, and that was evident in race 7, at least in deep stretch. Pulling G's, odds on, has the inside post, plays out as the inside speed. He starts to drift, though, and that enables Javier Castellano with Soldier in the Rain to slip through inside as we take another look. What is that like for a rider, and Joel Rosario's in the green cap and the 2-path aboard Pulling G's, who drifted out in the stretch at the same point in his maiden win?
Yeah, I think the horse drifted more in his maiden win. I honestly feel, and you know I'm a big Joel Rosario fan, I feel like Joel drifted a little bit more to engage the 7 Waco, who made his run from the outside. And sometimes you get so intent on making your horse engage with another horse that you lose sight of how far you come away from the fence, and you gave up all that space to the eventual winner. I think it was more Joel maybe getting caught a little bit off guard.
Bruce Brown off the trainer change, a good private purchase who could be set. He's a son of a Warpass who could be set for a big winter on the inner track. We head to the inner on Wednesday, and we head very rapidly into the 2015 breeding season. We talked about the success at Tappet. Well, what about the New York bred scene with Frost Giant? It is time for the Frost Giant New York bred standout on this Cigar Mile Day card, and we have to go back to race number 6. A game effort, a slim win, and it was Frost Jordan by a whisker. Mig, pretty good.
Yeah, a really good run by Frost Jordan. This was a race that came off the grass, and the Frost Giants run on turf or dirt, and he was very game rallying along the inside, and I think that's one of the strong points about Frost Giant. Horses run on any surface and any distance, and that's what you want in the stallion.
And a big heart, Mike Hushin, who lost a tough photo yesterday in the Gopher Wand. He was back. He took race number 6, and to inquire about breeding the Frost Giant in 2015, contact Eric Bishop at eric@sunrisestables.com or sunrisestallions.com, excuse me. The phone number is up there, and Frost Giant, who's a son of Giants Causeway, is standing up state at Keene Stud. Jockey standings with the card complete, and our final Grade 1 race of the year complete. Jose Ortiz, to me, Meg, the riding star of the afternoon. What do you think?
He was the riding star of the afternoon. Tough loss yesterday. Looked like he wanted to come back and rub the feeling of that loss away with how hard he rode today, and vaulted himself up into 4th in the standings. And pretty good jockey economy we're looking at right there.
And a pretty good run by Rudy Rodriguez, who is inched a little closer to David Jacobson. It might be a bit futile, but Rudy walking away, with 11 wins with 25 cards down, and a real nice score in the Demoiselle.
Yeah, and Chad Brown moving up into 3rd, coming off a Belmont fall title. Chad Brown having another successful meeting.
Owners on the afternoon, there were plenty of them on track at the Big A. Oh, it's all tied up. Michael Dove, a big afternoon. Wavell Avenue, by the way, won the 2nd. That looks like a filly who's got a future. And a filly they had dangled for $40,000 back in early October at Belmont Park. I think they got away with one in the claim box that day.
Well, I think to be successful in the claiming game, you've got to take chances once in a while and hope you get away with them. Done a good job managing.
Well, that's a good segue to Maggie, who's got a couple of nice prices in her Paddock Insider on Sunday afternoon. So here we go.
Thanks, guys. Well, it's Paddock Insider time, and taking a look at Sunday card, the hangover after this Cigar Mile Day. We'll check in with race number 6. It is a maiden claiming 40 for the New York bred 2-year-old fillies in here, going the 6 furlongs. I'm going to kind of go with 2 for the price of 1, if you will. We'll start with the shorter price of that 2, and that's down on the rail with Get Hot, Stay Hot. Yes, she has a bad post. I wish she was drawn a little bit more outside, but I thought her debut was encouraging in that she faced a runaway winner on the front end, and she did have to chase wide throughout. She made up some ground on a sloppy racetrack. She'll get a fast one tomorrow, and with the way she looked in the paddock, I think she'll move forward off of that race there. Now, one that's going to be a huge price, and I'm throwing her in just as a flyer because I've loved the way she has looked, and that is number 6, that Warrior Girl for Rodrigo Ubillo, who is doing very well at this current Aqueduct meet. And that Warrior Girl, she drops down in class. This is the first time she's going to run on a dry racetrack. I think she could be a part of those exotics at a big price. So that's your Paddock Insider for today. Guys, back to you.
A couple of A's in that pick 6 carryover tomorrow in race number 6 for Maggie. Numbers 1 and 6, a $40,000 pick 6 carryover. Closing day on the main track, and a main track fall meet that went out with a bang. Private Zone was terrific today in the Grade 1 Cigar Mile. The buzzer has sounded. It's unfortunate. We hope you had a good time with us on MSG Plus. For the Mig and me, we'll see you tomorrow night on the Sunday edition of Aqueduct Insider.